Hey guys, so today I'm filming my monthly makeup basket for March. I am so excited because this is going to be the first of the 3 months that I am using my spring makeup products. Now, I loved everything I used during the winter time, but I am really ready for a change and to be rocking some pastel shades. I have so many different pastel makeup products in my collection because I love the way pastels look on my skin tone. I will be having a spring makeup must-have video coming very soon, so please stay tuned for that. So start with nail polish. I have a mint, a peach, a lilac, and a baby blue. These are the 4 color categories of nail polish that I tend to reach for during the springtime. First, I have what I'm wearing on my nails today. This is Essie's Blossom Dandy. It is an amazing mint shade. It was opaque in 3 coats, and this is a mint shade that leans more blue than it does green, which is something that I prefer. I love the way that the blue mint shades look on my skin tone. My next polish is the Perfect Peach. It is Essie Stones and Roses. This is a peach shade that leans pink, which I prefer a peach that leans pink instead of orange. Again, just the way that it looks on my skin tone. I haven't tried this one yet, so I'm hoping that it has a nice formula because the color is so pretty. Next, for my lilac polish, this is a tried and true favorite. It has been a holy grail for years. This is a Sally Hansen Extreme Wear in the shade Lacy Lilac. And lastly, for my baby blue nail polish, this is Zoya's Blue, spelled B-L-U. It is a very light white tone blue. So now moving on to brow products. First, I have my NYX Eyebrow Shaper Wax Pencil. I also have my NYX Micro Brow Pencil in the shade Taupe. Over top of my NYX brow pencil, I'm going to be using my Milani Brow Fix Kit in the shade Light, and I will be using this shade right here. To highlight my brow bone, I have my NYX Brow Pencil in the shade Milk, and to set my brows in place, I have the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Plumper in the shade Light Medium. So now moving on to complexion products, I have a lot going on right now because there are a bunch of products that I'm trying to use up. So even though it looks like I have a ton, I do rotate through those products, trying to get them out, so don't judge me. For primers, I have a few. First is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. This is one that I'm trying to use up this year. I also have the Makeup Forever Step 1 Mattifying Primer. And in this little jar, I have what is left of my Smashbox Photo Finish Pore Minimizing Primer. And I'm also trying to use up my e.l.f. Priming Powder. For foundation, I'm using the combination of the Estee Lauder Double Wear in the shade 1W1 Bone and the Hard Candy Glamoflague in the shade Porcelain. For concealer, I have 3. For blemishes, I'm using the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in the shade NC15. For my under eyes, I'm using the Boo Boo Cover Up Concealer in the shade Light and the Estee Lauder Double Wear Concealer in the shade Light. To set my under eyes, I have 2 different options. First, in this little Sony Kashuk container, I have the Ben Nye Cameo Powder. I just prefer to put it in this container because the lid on the Ben Nye powders is really hard to get my brush in to apply the product, so I just prefer putting it in this little container, but it is the Ben Nye Cameo Powder. And then I have my pressed powder under eye setting combo. I have the Wet n Wild Fergie Mattifying Take on the Day powder and my MAC Shaping Powder in Emphasize. I did just recently repress this so that it's easier to get to all the product. Then to set my whole face, I'll be using the NYX Stay Matte But Not Flat Powder Foundation in the shade number 1 Ivory. I recently repressed this as well. So now moving on to cheek products, I have a ton of things as well. I actually have 2 bronzers and 2 contour powders, which I don't usually do, but I really like both of these tones and they are different formats. So I do have both of the Milani Matte Baked Bronzers. I'm going to be using the shade Sunset as a bronzer and the shade Sienna as a contour powder. I'm using both of these today. And then I also have both of my ColourPop bronzers. I'll be using Paradise Cove, which is the satin finish, as the bronzing shade, and Skinny Dip, which is the matte finish, as my contour shade. And then to highlight, I'll be using my Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector Pressed. And then for blushes, I have 5 picked out to use this month. The first one is what I'm wearing on my cheeks today. This is the Makeup Geek blush in the shade Secret Admire, which is a beautiful lavender shade. I absolutely love the way this looks on the skin. This is the only Makeup Geek blush that I own, but it's fantastic quality. I am thinking about ordering the shade Spellbound because I know that everyone loves that shade so much. Please let me know your thoughts if you have any other Makeup Geek blushes, but I definitely love this one. It is really unique to my collection. Next, I have a ColourPop blush in the shade Holiday, which is a matte finish. This is a very bright pastel peachy pink, which I love. This is my favorite ColourPop blush. This shade is so stunning, so I definitely had to include it this month. I cannot wait to wear it. And then I have 3 MAC blushes. The first is MAC Pink Sprinkles from the Simpsons collection, which is a beautiful baby blue tone pink with a satin finish. I don't have very many pink blushes in my collection, but the only time I tend to reach for them is in the springtime. So I thought that would be a great time to use this beauty. Then I have my 2 blushes from the MAC Flamingo Park collection. This is the shade What I Fancy, which has a satin finish. It is a beautiful warm tone pink. And then I have the shade Spring Flock, which is a matte finish, and this is a gorgeous peachy coral shade. So now moving on to eyes, of course I have my Milani eyeshadow primer. So for each of the spring months, I am going to include these 2 neutral eyes. I have the Wet n Wild Walking on Eggshells Trio, and I have the Balm Meat Matte Nude Palette. These are both my go-to neutral eye looks. And then each month I'm going to be including a little collection of bright, colorful pastel shadows to go along with these. So also with that Wet n Wild palette as a base, I use the Maybelline Color Tattoo in the shade Barely Beige on my lid. And because all of those shades are shimmery, I will include the Milani Bella Eyes and Bella Cappuccino for a transition shade, and that is what I'm wearing on my eyes today. So the colorful shades I have chosen to go along with those neutral looks would be my 3 beautiful ColourPop shadows from last spring collection. I cannot wait to see what this spring has in store. So really quickly to show you the shades, I have Daddy, which is a pressed pigment finish. I have Snapdragon, which is a matte shadow. And I have In a Pickle, which is also a matte shadow. If you have any of these ColourPop shadows, please let me know how you wear them. I am a little bit nervous, but really excited to play around with some color. And then for March's palette of the month, I'm going to be using the balms in the palm of your hand. This isn't really a springy palette, but I'm just really wanting to try it out and review it for you guys. So this is what it looks like here. You have 3 blushes, a bronzer, you have the Mary Luminizer highlight, then you have 4 eyeshadows from various palettes. And then in this separate flap, you have a cream blush and a lipstick. So this is the palette of the month review video you will be seeing at the end of March. So to go along with these shadows, I have some fun liners. I have 2 of the ColourPop cream gel liners in the pots. I have the shade Zulu, which is the mint shade. I also have Prance, which is the cornflower blue. I have swatched these liners, but I have not worn them on my eyes yet, so I'm really excited to play with these. The colors are so stunning and pigmented. I also have the ColourPop pencil liners in the shade Zulu and Prance. I think these will be amazing in the waterline. I cannot wait to try these out and see what I think of the lasting power, because if they do last in my waterline for a while, then I'll probably want to buy more shades, but I just thought these were so unique for liners and I had to have them, so really excited to be wearing these this month in my waterline. I also have a liquid liner this month. This is a Physicians Formula Eye Booster, which I really do enjoy. I think for some looks I'm going to be doing the no eyeliner like I'm wearing today. With these type of looks, I really like wearing brown eyeliner, but I did use up all my brown liners last year, and I don't think I'm going to go out and buy more brown liners because then I'd be afraid I wouldn't use them. So with some of these looks, I might just go with no liner. We'll see. For mascara, I have my current favorite combo of the Benefit Roller Lash and the Urban Decay Perversion Mascara. So moving on to lip products, I think I have a nice assortment. First, I have 2 ColourPop Lippie pencils that are some beautiful pastel go-to shades. Again, I feel like these are really unique lip liner shades. So the first one I have is what I'm wearing on my lips today. I just use this to outline my lips. It is the ColourPop Lippie pencil in the shade Brills, which is an amazing lavender shade. I also have the Lippie pencil in the shade Cake, which is a beautiful, light, bright peach. I think this is one of the colors that is being discontinued from ColourPop, which is such a bummer because this lip liner is gorgeous. So if you're wanting to try it out, go to their website and buy it now before it's gone forever. Next, I have one of my holy grail lipsticks. This is the MAC Sheen Supreme lipstick in the shade Asian Flower. The Sheen Supreme lipsticks are my favorite formula from MAC. I actually don't like any of their regular lipsticks, but I love these so much. This color is everything to me. It is the most beautiful lavender shade. I absolutely love the way this looks, and I have gotten a ton of use out of this. This is a very wearable purple in my opinion. Next I have the ColourPop Lippie Stick in the shade Cake to match that Lippie pencil. Again, this is a color that is being discontinued, so if you're wanting to try it, go buy it now before it's gone forever. This is really intense. It would be super intense on anybody that has a medium deep skin tone, but if you are fair to light medium, I think you can absolutely make this work. It is so pretty. Next I have one of my all-time favorite ColourPop Lippie Sticks. This is in the shade Pepper. This is a matte finish, and this was part of last year's spring collection. It is a really beautiful purple tone pink. It is a very wearable shade. Next I have what I'm wearing on my lips today. This is the Anastasia lip gloss in the shade Dusty Lilac. This has such full-on pigmentation and a beautiful glossy shine to it. I am so impressed with the formula and the way that it feels and the way that it looks. So like I said, I did use ColourPop Brills just to line my lips to help shape them and give the right definition, and I only filled them in with this product and it is fully opaque. I also included my Anastasia lip gloss in the shade Peony, which is a beautiful pink shade that is super wearable. And lastly, I have one of my favorite ColourPop Ultra Matte lips in the shade Seesaw, which is a really bright blue tone pink. I absolutely love the way that this looks on my skin tone, and I'm really excited to get some more use out of this. So guys, that was my monthly makeup basket for March. I would love to know what products you are dying to wear this spring season. I would love to know your thoughts if you've tried out any of these products as well. Thank you all so much for watching. Please rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye guys.